Consider this scenario. While in port, a gang of intruders attempts to gain access over the stern of your ship. Would you know what to do? Heightened ship security requires planning, coordination, and new responsibilities. Much of it falls to the ship security officer. In this program, we'll look at the key competencies required of the ship security officer, the SSO, the ship's security plan, identifying threats, the ship-shore interface, responding to threats, and security administration. It's likely to be a regular ship's officer who will be asked to assume the duties of ship's security officer. It's important that these new duties not be overly burdensome and can be integrated into his or her regular responsibilities. There are 5 key competencies required of the SSO. First, to maintain and supervise implementation of the ship security plan. The plan should be ship-specific and updated regularly based on new information and security drills and exercises. Second, assess security risk, threat, and vulnerability. This will involve coordination with port facilities and awareness of MARSEC levels. Third, undertake regular inspections of the ship to ensure appropriate security measures are implemented and maintained. This includes establishing and marking restricted areas on the vessel and limiting access to these areas. Fourth, ensure that security equipment and systems are properly operated, tested, and calibrated. Port state authorities may ask for a demonstration of these systems during inspections. Fifth and finally, encourage security awareness and vigilance. This will include drills, exercises, crew education, practice, and training. The Ship Security Plan is mandated by the International Ship and Port Security Code for protection of ships, crews, and cargoes. The SSO develops and implements this plan, which must be confidential and protected from unauthorized access. The SSO and the company security officer, the CSO, share responsibility for this plan. One of the most important duties for the SSO will be determining restricted areas, such as the bridge, and who has access to these restricted areas. When the assessment and planning is all said and done, the SSO's job boils down to identifying threats to ship security, recognizing their significance, and responding to them. This covers 6 main areas of focus. First, recognizing and detecting weapons, dangerous substances, and devices. Small bombs can easily be brought on board in a worker's toolbox, for instance. Second, methods of physical searches and non-intrusive inspections, searching a person and his or her effects. Third, implementing and successfully conducting searches for drugs, weapons, stowaways, explosives. Fourth, recognition on a non-discriminatory basis of persons posing potential security risks. These are suspicious behaviors, not racial profiling or ethnic stereotyping. Fifth, awareness of techniques used to circumvent security measures, disguises, distractions, and other misdirection. Sixth, crowd management and control techniques, knowing how to handle bystanders, evacuations, and securing the innocent.
Well, my advice to the ship security officer would be fully understand that maritime security is broken into 3 facets. It's port security, it's vessel security, and it's terminal security.
Above all, the SSO must be a good communicator within the ship and with his shoreside counterparts.
And the one that's moving around is the ship. And so the ship and the ship security officer needs to be fully cognizant of all the requirements in each and every port and each and every terminal they operate in, and how to interact, communicate with all the players involved in security in each of those ports or at each of those terminals. If the ship security officer can do that and ensure the crew is fully prepared to do that, then the ship has the best chance of coming in, doing its business, and leaving in a safe, secure, and environmentally sound manner.
It's the responsibility of the ship security officer to assure compliance with local and international regulations and requirements. In most cases, 2 key certifications are required. The International Ship Security Certificate is required to assure compliance with the ISPS code. The certificate is issued after inspection and verification of ship security plans and equipment, and is subject to ongoing verification and renewal. A Declaration of Security, or DOS, certifies the ship's specific security in specific environments, vessel to vessel, as well as coordination with ports and facilities. The requirements for a DOS may change depending on MARSEC or marine security levels, and at the discretion and direction of the captain of the port or other local authority. The actions required of the SSO, his fellow officers, and the crew will depend on intelligence information, observed incidents, and information obtained from his counterparts on other ships and in port.
Checking for any suspicious items.
The SSO and his counterparts will rely on shared information to assess the threats and the preventive measures needed in specific situations, a particular port or location at a particular time. A threat matrix is a useful way to set ship security priorities, rating the threats for each ship and voyage as low, medium, or high risk. These threats might include bombing, sabotage, hijacking, unauthorized use of the vessel, smuggling, stowaways, piracy, hostage-taking, vandalism, transporting weapons of mass destruction, use of the vessel to carry perpetrators and their equipment, use of the vessel itself as a weapon.
What I need you to do is find me the galley. All right, we need to check.
Ship security officers are not professional crime fighters. But according to Maritime security consultant Mike DeCapua, they need to know the 5 basics to respond effectively to a security incident.
There are basically 5 things that occur during any major incident, and that is command of the incident, someone's in charge, control of the incident, do you evacuate, do you shelter in place, how do you actually isolate the affected area, communications, what do we have to communicate to the people who are coming to help us, and how, radio, telephone, satellite phone, coordination, who needs to know about this incident and who do we have to call, and then the 5th one is called consolidation. How long will we have to endure this situation, and what activities do we have to forego as a result of that, and how does that impact our operations?
Even in relatively routine security searches, drills, or exercises, a good SSO will put the 5 C's into practice: command, control, communication, coordination, and consolidation. There are several dimensions to the SSO's job beyond basic drills and exercises. These are monitoring and administrative responsibilities, and their core is the ship security plan.
All right, guys.
The ship security plan is a dynamic document, subject to changes and improvements based on new data, lessons learned from exercises and drills, and new technologies. The plan is ship-specific and administered by the SSO. Among SSO administrative duties, develop checklists and check cards for various security procedures and protocols, conduct regular security inspections, and report any deficiencies. Seal and post signage limiting access to restricted areas. Consistently monitor access to the ship, its cargo, and stores. The responsibility for ship security is too great for any one individual. The SSO must act as a team leader, sharing and delegating many of the duties specified in the ship security plan. To practice team security, form a security task force on the ship to divide up responsibilities. Whenever possible, share duties, resources, and information with company security officers and port facility security officers. And integrate security procedures and policies with normal safety protocol and practice. By integrating ship security with the ship's safety culture, the team can work more efficiently. The same applies to drills and practice. Here's a sample drill scenario. The ship is being attacked at the stern by intruders. Officers and crew must deploy fire hoses, illuminate the area, and send out distress calls and other appropriate communications. Of course, it wouldn't be an administrative job without some paperwork. The SSO is responsible for documentation and record keeping, beginning with any activity related to the ship security plan. In addition, this includes required documents such as the International Ship Security Certificate and the Continuous Synopsis Record, a record of all security incidents, accommodating security audits and inspections, and a record of all training, drills, and exercises. In this program, we've looked at the key competencies required of the Ship Security Officer, the SSO, the ship's security plan, identifying threats, the ship-shore interface, responding to threats, and the duties required for successful SSO administration. The Ship Security Officer will succeed if he communicates, delegates, and maintains good organization. An integrated approach combining ship security and safety will lessen the burden of new security requirements and create the team security atmosphere essential for success.